Know the top stories of the day. Understand the issues that matter. This is Manila Bulletin News on Web. Your quick rundown of top news in the country and around the world. Manila Bulletin, celebrating 120 years of timely stories and timeless truths. Be fully informed. Hi, I'm Barbie Atienza. This is MB Now, and here are your news on web. President Duterte is wary about extending the modified enhanced community quarantine in Metro Manila and the 4 other provinces. Duterte said there is also a need to look at the state of economy and the welfare of the working masses. Our Malacanang correspondent Argel Getucos has this report.
President Duterte is cautious about extending the modified enhanced community quarantine in Metro Manila and the 4 neighboring provinces of Bulacan, Rizal, Cavite, and Laguna. During a late Monday address, the President directed the statement to the medical community that wanted an extension of the current MECQ that is set to lapse next week. Last week, the President agreed to return Manila and 4 nearby provinces under modified enhanced community quarantine from August 4 to 18 after the health professionals pleaded for a timeout.
So I'm telling the doctors, much as I would want really to give in to your demands, especially in the matter of lockdown, I want it because I do not want the contamination to continue. It's a a thing that's running like it's a continuing thing. Yan ang ano ko. I-lockdown ko. Ubos na yung pera na binigay ng Congress na bigyan kayo ng ayuda.
While he has given preference to medical frontliners, Duterte this time says he also need to look at the state of the economy and the welfare of the working masses.
Ito namang sa kabila, kailangan natin ng palabasin yung mga tao, lalo na sa mga trabaho na kailangan talaga ng bayan, food and everything, and also to move the economy. Alam mo, ang mga doktor, sabihin ko sa inyo, pag hindi ko na talaga rin sila mapigilan, dahil po wala na akong pera na ibigay sa kanila. Kaya kailangan sila lumabas para magtrabaho.
Meantime, the President again is appealing to the public to cooperate with the government and follow the strict quarantine and health measures in order to prevent the transmission of COVID-19.
So, pag hindi talaga madala, and it's a runaway contagion, mapipilitan na gumagamit ng military kasi talaga kulang ang pulis. Ngayon, kung andyan ang military to enforce you to obey itong community lockdown, sumunod kayo dahil para sa inyo yan. Tingnan ninyo ngayon. Sige kayo labas.
In the same briefing, the President expressed his belief in the ability of Filipinos to overcome the current pandemic.
The challenges are daunting, but we will not be defeated because we have the strong faith in God. Totoo yan. And in the resilience of the Filipino people. Totoo rin yan. Sanay tayo dyan. Our National Action Plan against COVID-19 is also strong. At ginagawa namin lahat. Lahat ang magagawa. Ginagawa namin para sugpuin itong COVID.
For MB Now, this is Argel Getucos reporting.
President Duterte volunteered to be the first to take the vaccine shot as soon as Russia delivers the promised COVID-19 vaccines. Duterte believes that to show that he trusts Russia over its offer to supply the Philippines with its COVID-19 vaccines, Russian Ambassador to the Philippines Igor Koeyev told reporters in a virtual press briefing that the results of Russia's vaccine trials are turning out to be very promising. Our Malacanang senior correspondent Jeneline Cabiling tells us more.
President Duterte has accepted Russia's offer to supply the Philippines with its COVID-19 vaccines, assuring the public that he will be the first to take a shot to show his gratitude to Russia and to see if these are safe or not. Duterte made a statement after Russian ambassador to the Philippines, Igor Kovayev, told reporters in a virtual press briefing that the results of Russia's vaccine trials are turning out to be very promising. Kovayev had said that the proposals for the clinical trials and the production of the vaccine in the Philippines were already with the Department of Foreign Affairs. In his Monday public address, Duterte said he was over the moon with Russia's gesture towards the Philippines, saying this proved that the two countries are very good friends.
Hindi tayo lang, wala tayong away sa Russia. Kaibigan natin. Ang ano nila is magbigay sila ng bakuna. Wala naman sila sinasabi, bayaran mo. Ito, tingin ko kay President Putin, tulong niya sa atin libre. Kaya ngayon, tinatanggap natin at kung ano ang supply, mag-usap pa kami.
To show his gratitude to Russia, President Duterte said he would be the first to take a vaccine shot to show that he trusts their studies and to make sure that it is safe for Filipinos.
Ano niyan is, you will be given the vaccine and ang reaksyon ng katawan mo, kung tatanggapin ba o hindi. Yan ang ano niyan. So, there will be volunteers. Ako, pagdating ng bakuna, in public, para walang chat-chat dyan, in public, magpa-injection ako. Ako yung maunang ma-experimentuhan.
Duterte likewise expressed readiness to assist Russia in the clinical trials in the Philippines and the local production of vaccines. President Duterte has ordered Health Secretary Francisco Duque III to appoint the best person to deal with Russia. For MB Now, this is Jen Kabiling reporting.
The biggest mega quarantine facility in Metro Manila by far is set to open later this month to accommodate COVID-19 positive patients who are asymptomatic or with mild symptoms. Located in Parañaque City, the 525-bed mega quarantine facility is funded by the Razon Group through its construction arm Prime Metro BMD Corporation and Bloomberry Cultural Foundation Incorporated. National Action Plan Against COVID-19 Deputy Chief Implementer Secretary Vince Dizon expressed gratitude to the Razon Group as well as Meralco and the Maynilad Water Services Incorporated for providing power and water connections to the facility. The Mega Quarantine Center is one of the additional COVID-19 facilities that will be built to service Metro Manila, Bulacan, and the Calabarzon region and will have a total capacity of 3,000 beds. Meanwhile, the Department of Public Works and Highways reported that they have finished a total of 300 quarantine facilities all over the country. The DPWH is also constructing 95 more for completion this month until the early part of September, and that these facilities have a total capacity of about 13,000 beds. Yayariin ko kayo. That is the warning of President Duterte to the corrupt PhilHealth office officials in his recent address to the nation. Duterte also ordered Department of Justice to create a panel to investigate the anomaly in the agency. Our Malacanang senior correspondent Jenny Kabiling has this story.
With his no mercy rule for corruption, President Duterte has vowed to get rid of dishonest officials in the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation. During a televised briefing Monday night, the president warned that if the corrupt officials manage to elude accountability during past administrations, he would make sure they will be caught during his term.
Ako talaga, huwag kayong magkakamali. Itong PhilHealth, sabi ko, yayariin ko kayo. Maniwala kayo. Ngayon ito, nakalusot kayo sa ibang maybe presidente. O dito sa akin, sad-sad talaga kayo. Maniwala.
The president recently ordered the Department of Justice to create a panel to investigate the various allegations of corruption and anomalies in PhilHealth. The panel is expected to submit its findings and recommendations to the President in 30 days. Before mentioning the PhilHealth in his televised remarks, Duterte affirmed his zero tolerance for corruption in government that hampers public service and causes delays in the processing of permits.
Sinabi ko sa iyo, I've never been serious as I can ever be in my life. Huwag kayong magkamali talaga. Ito, habulin ko kayo hanggang preso.
As for those innocent of anomalies in PhilHealth, Duterte assured that they should not worry amid his anti-corruption campaign. He advised the upright public servants to just continue working. For MB Now, this is Janeline Cabiling reporting.
In Metro News, Marikina's new temporary treatment monitoring facility to be completed by end August. Angkas partners with Manila LGU to help the city's health workers. And San Juan City honors students to receive cash incentives. More in this report.
A temporary treatment and monitoring facility that will accommodate more coronavirus disease patients in Marikina City is expected to be completed by the end of this month. Mayor Marcelino Teodoro said that a 336-bed capacity facility is currently being constructed in Barangay Nangka. Teodoro said earlier that they are intensifying their contact tracing efforts to quickly contain those exposed to patients infected with COVID-19. Each of the city's barangay has a team of contact tracers composed of members of the City Epidemiological Surveillance Unit, barangay personnel, and the local police. Medical frontliners in the city of Manila will be provided with free motorcycle rides and shields after a motorcycle taxi firm Angkas partnered with the Manila Mayor Francisco Isko Moreno Dumagoso as part of its continuing campaign to assist healthcare workers during the modified lockdown in the capital region. Dumagoso personally received a donation of motorcycle shields from Angkas Chief Transport Advocate George Royeca at a turnover ceremony at the Manila City Hall. According to Royeca, Angkas bikers will be deployed to the city's 6 district hospitals: Gat Andres Bonifacio Memorial Center, Hospital ng Maynila, Hospital ng Sampaloc, Hospital ng Tondo, Santa Ana Hospital, and the Justice Jose Abad Santos Memorial Hospital to ferry medical frontliners after their shifts. Honor students from public schools in San Juan City will receive cash incentives up to 10,000 pesos from the local government as way of recognizing their dedication and hard work. Mayor Francis Zamora recently signed Ordinance Number 45 granting cash incentives to public school students who graduated with honors this year. The incentives will be based on the grade level and the general average they received. Because of the pandemic, the graduation rights of the students across different levels were cancelled. The Department of Education said the August 24 opening of classes using blended learning format will push through despite opposition from some teachers groups.
Here are the top news in other parts of the country. 2 LTO officers in Cagayan nabbed for extortion. DSWD starts payout of second tranche of SAP in Cebu. And recoveries from COVID-19 in Davao region surpass 1,000 mark. More from this report.
2 enforcers of the Land Transportation Office Region 2 were arrested during an intrepid operation in Tuguegarao City, Cagayan. The 2 LTO officers were identified as Chito Atapad and Darwin Isidro Pawi. According to the police, the suspects flagged down drivers of closed vans coming from Las Piñas City and Cabanatuan City and insisted that their vehicles were colorum vehicles. The suspects then demanded 30,000 pesos so that they would not be charged and were told to follow them to a restaurant. One of the drivers were able to contact his employer who sought the assistance of the police. Atapag and Pawig will be charged with robbery, extortion, and illegal possession of firearms. The Department of Social Welfare and Development, in partnership with the financial service providers, started to pay out the second tranche of the Social Amelioration Program or SAP to beneficiaries in various towns in Cebu Province. As of August 6, they were able to release payout to 2,213 families in Madridejos and 2,434 families in Carmen. Meanwhile, Cebu City beneficiaries are encouraged to download the PayMaya app where their cash benefits will be sent. The Department of Health in Davao Region disclosed that over 1,000 individuals who were infected with coronavirus disease have successfully recovered from the disease. As of 5 p.m. on Monday, August 10, there were 18 more recoveries reported, bringing the total number of reported recoveries to 1,009. Davao Region currently has a total of 1,568 number of COVID-19 cases, 504 of which are still active. The COVID-19 related deaths reported in the Davao Region is currently at 55.
In world news, Indonesia's Mount Sinabung blasts tower of smoke and ash into the sky. 1 dead, 6 injured in Baltimore major gas explosion. And Facebook creates unit devoted to financial services. Let's watch this report.
Indonesia's Mount Sinabung erupted Monday, belching a massive column of ash and smoke 5,000 meters into the air and plunging local communities into darkness with a thick layer of debris. There were no reports of injuries or deaths, but authorities warned of possible lava flow and more eruptions. However, the crater's alert status remained at its second highest level. Small communities nearby were coated in a layer of thick ash, and at least one village went from day to night in a matter of minutes. Indonesia's Volcanology and Geological Hazard Mitigation Center is still monitoring the activity of the volcano, and the local officials are on full alert. A major gas explosion destroyed 3 houses in northwest Baltimore on Monday morning, killing a woman and trapping others in the debris. At least 6 people were seriously injured, and firefighters were searching for more survivors. Local officials said the cause of the explosion is still not clear, but according to the Baltimore Sun report, last year the dangerous gas leaks have been much more frequent, with nearly 24 discovered each day on average. The Baltimore Gas and Electric Company has thousands of miles of obsolete pipes that needs to be replaced, an effort that would cost nearly $1 billion and take 2 decades. Facebook announced that it has created a new unit devoted to financial services to harmonize payment system on its platform. The new group, called Facebook Financial. Part of it is the Novi wallet, which is set to launch when Libra Coins debut, that promises to give Facebook opportunities to build financial services into its offering in expanding its own commerce and more. Noting security concerns posed by Facebook's yet to be launched digital currencies Libra, the Federal Reserve last week revealed plans for its own instant payments system.
In entertainment, J.M. De Guzman and some friends have helped people stranded at a pier due to the implementation of community quarantine in different parts of the country. In an Instagram post, the actor and his friends are seen giving out rice, canned goods, face masks, and hammocks to people at the Manila North Harbor. The actor thanked those that contributed but appealed that more hammocks are needed. SpongeBob's favorite sidekick Patrick Star will have a spin-off show. Nickelodeon is finalizing deals for the SpongeBob SquarePants spin-off titled The Patrick Show, starring the famous pink starfish character voiced by Bill Fagerback. The Patrick Star Show will reportedly have a late-night talk show concept and will have 13 episodes. The first SpongeBob spin-off series, greenlit by Nickelodeon, was Camp Coral last June 2019. Camp Coral will tell the story of the young SpongeBob. And in sports, Chooks to Go Pilipinas 3-on-3 Commissioner Eric Altamirano is taking necessary steps possible to ensure the safety of those who will take part in the planned resumption of the league activities amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Altamirano said he had been in communication with health experts, namely former Special Advisor to the National Task Force Against COVID-19, Dr. Tony Liachon, and League Dr. Butch Ong regarding what protocols can be applied. The league could start in modified general community quarantine areas with the Inspire Sports Academy in Calamba, Laguna as the target venue for the season under a bubble concept. The league has also put up contingency plans in the event someone developed symptoms, namely to put a player or official in an isolation room for quickly remove him from the bubble and undergo PCR testing and home quarantine. Chooks 3-on-3 is included in the list of professional leagues that were allowed under the joint administrative order released by the Games and Amusements Board, Philippine Sports Commission, and the Department of Health to hold workouts in areas under GCQ. And those are the news on Web today, August 11, 2020. For more news and information and details, get your copy of the Manila Bulletin newspaper tomorrow or log on to www.philhealth.com mb.com.ph. You may also subscribe to our newsletter through the link on this video's caption to have the day's latest news delivered to your own inbox. I am Barbie Atienza for Manila Bulletin, celebrating 120 years of timely stories and timeless truths. This has been MB Now. Be fully informed.